Jeffrey Dower Montgomery, high up repeat POW, 2984 Myra Street, apartment 4, Jacksonville, Florida, 32205. Mitt Romney, U.S. Customs. It is 7:18 p.m. Sunday, May the 15th. It's not helpful. I was thinking about taking it with me. This might. I don't see my bedroom door. Let me get my bedroom door in this. Living room, door. Come out here on the front porch. Okay, I haven't gotten over something that just happened in here, and someone was repeatedly putting fixes on me again when I was at the campsite chat rooms. So she's making insect-like sounds, or would have been very much like sound effects that would be used to let a parent in on it that a child's causing something in themselves to need to create a disruptance over. So, which there have been some very good resemblances strike to it that I'm being caused by withholding orgasms to frustrate myself over not getting something sexual I want. So, or that my body's producing a chemical that would be like a chemical that causes an insect to send itself into something sexually savage or beastly. So she just my around the time I was at this chat room, and it was involving two young women that have been withholding sexual favors, and when they and then there was the fixing that was going on when I was at the fixes that were being put on me when I was at this chat room, and so then it was like something that you do with someone that it's known you need to hurry. It's like striking a resemblance to the way a parent pushes on a child to hurry up on it. So, which they were being more receptive and or more observant. So then they had a lot more observant. So around this time there was a sound effect sent off. I'm referring to the chat room I was at. So it's not really something I'd like to share with the public, but because I've been kept different from other normal adults, so much different from other normal adults, you know. So so on this occasion, when porn stars were being opening up to me, you know, or what would take place before what would lead into real sex acts. This guy put a fix on me. It was flying down the highway. It's happened so many times, you know. It's like someone over here making bug out like sounds. I think it's something that's being used to place me as being in need of adjusted sex acts or withholdings. So the sex act wasn't really anything like it should have been like, and although it was more like it, that it just I've been let in on it, that they've been a lot. They've been releasing to other men what they've been withholding with me. So and I have let them know I'm a high up repeat POW. So I just decided that I didn't want to go through with the sex act, and so around this time this was taking place, my severely retarded wife just went into treating me like a little boy, and she was acting like I had fallen back into something, acting like you would act like with someone that repeatedly keeps falling back into repeating in the same thing, and that it was just driving her crazy. She was complaining about water being on the bathroom floor, and I know I would not have overlooked something like that. So then she shocked me. She started pounding on my door like police do, and after the fixes that were put on me at these chat rooms, it was just terrifying. So although it really didn't, I really wasn't that affected by it. So so she was pounding on my door, and she and then she's went from bringing my attention to something to demanding that I do what she tells me to do. So I placed a phone call to Channel 47, and it's just for many years I've been put through torture like this, being compared to a child, and it's like blackmail. If you don't turn out, sex acts that can be used to place me as being in need of withholdings, or being kept from having real sex acts, then we'll resort to something horrifying, like having measures taken with you that are taken with children. So I called Channel 47. I called a friend of mine that's in business in Charlotte, and she also came back to saying something to me that is to deepen it in appealingness, that I'm part playing with myself, or not being realistic, and I was afraid of being extracted. So I do not get mesmerized in here, and or is that an obsession or a preoccupation? But she's constantly reminding me of things. I don't even think that there was any water on the floor in the bathroom. So when I showered, I can recall drying the bathroom floor. So it's like there's a need to make something up with me, or something to put me in fear of being arrested. Like I'm getting myself in a state where there's a need to place me in fear of being picked up, and it's just outright, it's just ridiculous. So which I've noticed every time that I start to get somewhere, which is something I'd like someone to let me in on it. Every time I start to get somewhere, or am being treated like an adult, or like I'm trustworthy, sexually trustworthy, or something. There's it's like a number of things are picked out to completely spoil on it. So On this occasion, I decided to come back to postings for Mitt, which I let him in on it, that I was at this site and that porn stars were acting, were continuing to act like there's a need for adjusted sex acts with me. And when I did this, there was they were more. There was a, the sex acts were a little bit better, but then I think it was turned into something, to bring it into looking like I was getting excited with myself over it, over using Mitt Romney, or like I'm involved in some kind of twisted, something twisted. Excuse me. In this video, this YouTube video, I'd like to assure the public that I'm safe, that there is not anything unnatural about me, and it's perfectly safe here. And I'd like to welcome. I don't want my severely retarded wife to hear me, but that porn stars are welcome to appear here. I'm perfectly safe to be around. I'm sexually natural. I have a good hold on myself, and there has been absolutely no need for what's been going on over here. It's just something to just strike something up out of nothing all the time. The closer I'm brought into resemblance to other adults that are sexually normal, the less engaging it is. And which I've been used, I've been abducted and used to keep deeply criminal sex acts hidden with. So, Nee? I didn't know if you were still here. Now what they're using is that sex acts involved that are more age contrasted, or there's a need to role play that they're reckless or criminal with me. So, or it's something that's commonplace, like something like they're too extreme, you know. Uh, uh, it seems to be one. If it's not this, it's that, So it's a way of a way of suggesting that I've shown indications of there's been something unnatural taken notice of about me. So, which there have been many occasions I've been in sex acts that were that there was more of a difference, and more of an age difference that I just haven't continued with. I just stopped. So by suggesting that there's a need to part play with me, it does concern me about what the public is being led to believe about my sex acts, what I'm doing in my sex acts. And it's something else again to conceal fine indications of being trustworthy in sex acts involving more of an age difference. So, which I think what's behind what they're using this to scare the public over the number of occasions police and paramedics have been over here. It would have people thinking in the back of their minds they've shown up over here. What I'd like to say now is that I'm not going to give up on this until who's keeping it up with this to keep me alone here is identified and put on the news. It's ridiculous. There's never been anything I've done at a chat room that would give someone cause to put a fix on me. And they've been putting fixes on me constantly in here. And there's no mistake about it. It'll be quiet for hours. And then right when I go to a chat room, one of those things will be sent off. It is sent off. And then again and again. So, that's lethal, and that's seriously criminal. That's something that I'd like to ask the public to help me try to find out who they are. It's genitally vandalous. Anybody that would be doing something like that all the time, I don't want to wind up anywhere close to being anywhere around my genitals. I don't know how many times that's taken place right before I went to sleep. So, That shouldn't be happening once. It should never happen. You should never compare a 50-year-old man to a boy. You know, you it's scary enough to get by, especially after what this judge did with me in a courtroom. He did something that would have been exactly like what you would do with a child. You know. What do I have going on with myself? You know, that's that there would be a cause for something like that. Which I think they use these insect-like sounds as something to point it out with. They're using extremely powerful scanning devices or detection devices. Considering sexual magnetism is something, or trying to stop me from concentrations of sexual excitement. That it's bringing me close to, it's bringing me into being overreactive, you know, or I don't know, getting like it's something bad is finally going to wind up happening that I don't want to happen, you know. Oh, that's it. That's what I was looking for, you know. It's like you know, something like that.